So basically, how I joined the Apostolic Faith Church. While I was at school, I went to school right up the street. The school was named Friendly High School. Like I said, it was right down the street from my house. So as I go up the street to school, I'd see this church. I'd seen it honestly for about 2 decent years. Then something just told me one morning to wake up and go to church. That same day I got saved. But I got saved in the Apostolic Faith Church. It wasn't the people in the congregation that saved me. Something made me want to seek God. Because I went to a mostly white church that was also down the street. And I think that was AME. Yeah, American Methodist Episcopal. That was an AME church. But it was mainly Caucasian people in the church. So to be honest with you, I didn't really feel comfortable. So I went up to this next church thinking that it'd be all black congregation, and it was. And then this man was preaching as normal revival, sound out of his throat and neck, just and preaching the way people normally preach, with the going on. And I felt the Spirit, and I got saved that day. That's how I found salvation. Years later, I found out that this ministry was wrong, and none of it was working for the good. Because there's many parts of it that are unnecessary and don't go along with what's written in the scriptures, that we're so caught up in tradition that we won't accept what God allows and do it His way. That's pretty much how I got into Apostolic Faith Church. A few years later, I found out the errors of my ways and I got out of it. Because I began to see that some of the stuff that they were doing is not of God. A lot of the stuff they do is not of God. They believe in the hand of God, which is apostle, pastor, teacher, evangelist, and deacon. They call this the hand of God. They are the 5 main hierarchy positions in that church. So wait a minute, but like I said, those are the 5 main parts of the church, the 5 main leaders in the church. They also believe in the prophetic spirit. The prophetic spirit is very dangerous. People believe they can prophesy into the future. That is not what God said. God said when you prophesy, you got to prophesy through the scriptures. That is what's written in the Word. That is how you prophesy. That is how if you choose to speak into the future, that is how, if God told you to speak into the future, that's how you're going to do it. You're not going to speak into the future saying, I hear the Lord saying, because if you heard the Lord saying it, I would have heard Him say it as well.